Look at the state of this place.
I thought you appreciated the history of the house.
I do, I just wish it were a little tidier.
You have the money to fix that.
I get the impression Mr. Devane isn't as interested or invested in the history of the chateau as he first implied. Rather, just its wealth.
No shit, Sherlock.
Arriving at the chateau, having traveled across the channel at Georges Devane's request, he certainly had his work cut out for him.
That he did.
Never before had the traveling detective arrived at the crime scene where the stolen goods had been returned. If his reputation was correct, he would surely make short work of the investigation.
Impressive.
Who? The detective?
Not sure where I cut this off last episode.
Green is not your color.
Jealousy never came into it. I'm just glad someone showed up to help. Devane was never going to work it out himself.
Never. Chateau, the 29th, 4 p.m. The Chateau, another beautiful home fallen to the wicked tricks of Arsene Lupin. Mr. Devane appeals for my help came as no surprise, and I plan on making this the last of his antics that goes unpunished.
You're here. Fantastic.
Was there an expectation that I wouldn't arrive?
Yes.
No.
I traveled most of the night and boarded my final train at 3:45 p.m. so that I may arrive promptly at 4 p.m.
Explain the circumstances.
It's not that easy. First of all, he took everything.
That didn't appear too tasking.
But this afternoon, everything was returned.
Then I am no longer needed. I doubt he will return, knowing he has already bested you.
Wait, you can't. You need to figure out how he got in. What if he does come back?
I've already wasted enough time discussing Mr. Lupin. I must find the scene of the crime and begin my investigation. I assume that Mr. Devane won't have searched for any clues into how he was able to enter and escape, seemingly undetected. That is where I shall start. Alright, I have my goggles on and I'm ready to play. My name is Sloth154 and welcome back to Arsene Lupin Once a Thief. Last episode, we, in disguise, got invited to a party by Mr. Georges Devane. He invited all of Lupin's past victims, well, most of them, the ones from this game at least, and he set it as a challenge for Lupin to break into his house, steal a book that he had the second volume to. Lupin had the first, and do it all before this detective, Sherlock Holmes, who is going to be Lupin's new nemesis, was able to arrive. So, before we get into this, if you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe. It does help the channel. Check out the description. I'll have a link to the playlist for this series and other games I played on my channel. Tell me in the comment section what you think about the game and your thoughts on Sherlock Holmes, because we all know who it's supposed to be. Alright, I must consider all possibilities to eliminate the impossibilities. While the case is not like any ordinary robbery, the investigation must still be completed logically, starting with how Arsene accessed the house in the first place. Formerly addressed as the Hall Guards, here is where all the great treasures of time gone by are held. Okay, so that's all we have, the salon.
You're the best. If anyone can catch him, it's you.
He's very good. Your belongings were returned.
The furniture, the artwork, the valuables, everything.
How were they delivered?
You must have seen the wagon outside. The clock struck 3 p.m. and in it rolled.
Okay. Why is George Dang belongings returned? As much as the mystery... The riddle of the house is not the only intriguing mystery to solve. As much as the mystery lies in how the stolen items were whisked away, there's as much of a question as to why the items were returned. Okay. The returned goods, he was able to make haste with the substantial number of valuables. Is this everything? We won't know till he puts everything back.
Huh.
Beautiful antique chess set. I wonder if Mr. Devane would like a game. On the other hand, could this be significant? It was.
Oh.
Both books returned by Arsene Lupin, accompanied by the note for Mr. Devane. A beacon into the darkness and the struggle that stands before us. Without its guidance, we would be lost, wandering alone aimlessly through the hardships of this world. The volumes detail the histories of the chateau. A small selection of valuable jewels noticeably set aside from the other returned set. Suit of armor predominantly iron, has signs of rust. Okay, can't talk to the servant.
Huh?
Unique, interesting material used for this set of armor. It's a cabinet.
Oh.
The cabinet appears to be built into the floor. There are a few reasons one would build it in such way. More gleaming than to be expected from armor of his age. Shining and golden, untouched by damage, quite exquisite. There appears to be a space behind these shelves. The shelves are categorized famous figures, famous inventions, first edition crime novels. Perhaps the categories are significant. I want to get all the info I can before I start making conclusions.
Ooh.
Much like below, is a wide variety of book selections to read. If I recall correctly, there's another side of this upper section. Is the extended wall an improbable entrance point? Surely. It wouldn't be the first time I've been in that has hidden secrets behind the fireplace, so there must be a clue to suggest somewhere. Okay. Volumes, upper bookcase, cabinet, fireplace backing. So this and this.
I have my methods for a reason.
Oh, awesome. The riddle is clearly suggesting a light source, a fire of the sorts, perhaps any more suggestive connections.
When you have eliminated the impossible.
Okay. Figures mentioned in the Chronicles, I can't remember how they said this. Volume 2 may also impair the bookshelf. Any more suggested connections? This one?
That points to elementary.
Both the lower bookcase and the fireplace can be connected in part of a secret of the house. It would suggest that the entrances may be there. Let's do this one.
It would be one. There we have
All right, there we go. That one works. A separate pile is made with more valuable items on the armchair. Why would he separate these items in particular? All right. I made sure to study the history of your home.
Fascinating, isn't it? I still can't believe I'm following in the footsteps of such characters.
I'm more interested in the secrets surrounding the building itself.
You want to solve the riddle of the secret tunnel, don't you? Wait. Could Lupin have already solved it?
Yes.
Now you're thinking like a detective.
A detective? Well, But he can't have. He'd need both editions of the books and the riddle that only the owners of the house have access to.
Even after his home has just been ransacked, he still doubts Arsene Lupin's skills of deduction and reason.
Yeah. Have you shared the riddle with anyone?
Of course I haven't. Well, except for maybe last night, after I announced you were arriving.
Okay.
Congratulations. You gave Arsene Lupin the answers he was seeking.
He was here, in my house, during my party?
Yes.
I have no doubts. In fact, I met him on my way here.
Wait, he met him earlier that day?
Excuse me, I have found myself in a moment of need.
Then you've stumbled upon the right man. How can I help you?
Hornsvelma.
Is this the way to Chateau de Thibermesnil?
Thibermesnil. I'm never gonna remember how they said that because that's not how it's spelled.
Yes, monsieur. Straight ahead.
I'm American, we speak phonetically.
His face, his mannerisms. Arsene Lupin is known as a master of disguise. But could his greatest disguise be himself?
No keener admirer than myself.
Most kind. You are leaving?
I thought it best to exit before I outstayed my welcome. My exit will make way for your grand arrival.
Don't tell me this chance interaction was all part of another drawn-out plan.
No.
It wasn't. Just a stroke of luck. And I prefer long-term planning with multi-stage reveals. It sounds more professional, meticulous.
You're lucky he let you walk away.
He had no proof.
As if an opportune moment like that would be how this story ends.
Okay. Secret tunnel.
I'll never... There, we have it.
Okay. There's no possible way that the tunnel could be located there within an external wall. So it can't be on the upper bookcase. Alright, new connections. Through a gathering to trap Lupin, announce the missing riddle, announce my arrival.
There has to be...
Okay. Oh.
When you have eliminated the impossible.
During the gathering, Lupin had the perfect opportunity to steal the book he was missing in order to pull off the heist.
It would be what? Elementary.
Alright, there's another one. Mr. Devane gained the guess and inadvertently Mr. Lupin the missing clue to solve the mystery of the secret tunnel and lead him to the spoils.
I have my methods for a reason.
Alright. Even though Lupin had everything in place for this heist to go perfectly, it didn't. What could have possibly spooked him so severely?
I have my methods for a...
Lupin felt pressure and threatened by my impeding arrival and decided to return everything. Oh. It was a sign of weakness, of fear, panic. There came the realization that the detective arriving would become too much, and Arsene Lupin folded like a piece of origami, returning the stolen goods.
He didn't really say that, did he?
You weren't aware?
Oh.
I am now. How could he? If anything, it was a great victory for me. I did what I set out to do, and even returned it all out of the goodness of my heart.
Yeah.
The goodness of your heart.
Okay, so my hand might have been forced. At least I don't need to feel bad anymore.
You should. But
Anymore?
understandable.
Arsene, what did you do?
Okay. So the secret passage is on this bookcase.
Huh.
There appears to be space between these shelves. The shelves are categorized. Can I not mess with that? Investigate the central cabinet. Could the bulky cabinet be hiding the entrance underneath it? It's a lot more thorough than Ganimar. Even though Ganimar was able to chase him across the world. Alright, another connection.
I'll never.
So, hidden entrance.
I'll never.
There we go. There can only be one possible option.
Elementary.
The cabinet has no connection to the riddle, ruling it out as part of the secret tunnel. Of the three possibilities, which does not lead to the secret entrance? Which does not, so the cabinet. Given the impossible nature of the top set of bookshelves and the unlikelihood of another purpose for the cabinet, it is safe to rule those out. I should look closer at the possibilities I'm left with. Is the secret entrance behind the fireplace or the bookshelves? The secret entrance? Oh. The entrance is here somewhere, and with some logical thinking and deduction, I shall find it. The secret entrance to a tunnel is supposed to be anything but obvious. Narrow it down and search and investigate every angle. It's most likely going to be the bookshelf, because if it is the fireplace, there would be soot footprints or signs of them being removed. So everyone know. Fine, bookshelf. Great collection of crime novels. I'm sure the not so distant future stories of my unraveled and crime solving abilities will line bookshelves across the world. Let's look closer at the figures listed on the book dedicated to Duke Rollo, a direct connection to this chateau, and the Chronicles of Timbermill. I don't know. For those following the light trail, heed these words. Heavy is the golden helm, who rings in the dawn, drinking from the poison chalice shared between the bishop and the pawn. Alright, so the golden armor. Oh, he doesn't move unless he has a logical set of movement. I need all the books. Okay. Various books on the natural worlds of herbology, detailing out positive uses in creating alcohols and the negatives of poison. The Euro Book of Poison has been bookmarked on page 3. This could be significant. The first records of the world's poison came from around 1200 AD, but the history of poison dates back to almost the birth of man, which leaves, roots, and mushrooms were digested, often without awareness of their deadly properties until too late. What we refer to as today as poison can be far more advanced, with new means of being absorbed and consumed. With the victims unaware, with the addition of man-made poisons and chemicals, the act of administering via liquid form or by digestion has become a dangerous prospect for law enforcement. Mini history turns to horror, though this mystery will not be one of them. All right, we need to speak to the servant.
Is there something you need?
Yes. How often are the fireplaces used?
Mr. Devan is very particular about the use of the fireplaces. He requests them fairly infrequently.
And last night,
Both the salon fireplace and the conservatory fireplace were lit during the gathering last night.
Okay. It should be simple for Lupin to make it to the salon from the conservatory. The fireplace in there must be checked too. So we gotta go into the other room. It is not how I would expect it to be found after being used. There's discoloration and an unusual modern marks present.
How can I help you?
Has the area been cleaned today?
Everything was tidied and clean after the gathering concluded. Nothing unusual or strange marks, if that's what you're asking, Detective.
The smallest detail could be helpful.
Besides the small incident with water being spilt over Mr. Devon last night, there's been nothing out of the ordinary.
I see. I get to the thermostats. Okay, that's not what we're looking at. All right. Accident and the water stains.
There we have it.
Okay, there we go. It seems the water stains have an logical explanation outside of Lupin's experience. I can verify this. No, you can't.
That points.
All right, no. One more connection.
It would be one. There has to.
Oh,
When you have eliminated the impossible.
between the logs being moved and the water stains, it's evident that there has been some activity within the fireplace. Can I verify this?
There we have it.
Could my suspicion of activity at the fireplace be caused by them merely being on?
There has to.
That's not it.
Elementary.
The irregular use of the fireplaces could explain what I suspect, such as the displaced logs.
When you have eliminated the impossible.
No marks from the fireplace were found anywhere in the house. Alright. I'm sure the secret entrance is connected to the bookshelves. It is only which one that I'm still to determine. The beacon through the darkness and struggle to stand before us. Without its guidance, we would be lost, wandering alone, aimlessly through the hardships of this world. I do enjoy a riddle, especially when it may help with my search for the secret entrance. Which bookcase best matches the riddle? And that's another part of this mystery solved. So my main observation of working with Sherlock Sholmes is that he puts together way more connections than Ganimard ever did. And Ganimard actually caught Lupin. Which of the bookcases could lead to the secret tunnel? A beacon through the darkness and struggle that stands before us. Without its guidance, we would be lost, wandering alone, aimlessly through the hardships of the world. Navigation. I don't often rely on assumptions, but the section talking of light is most related to the riddle and potentially secret entrance. Not to work out how to open this. Duke Rollo's books had an interesting passage. I wonder if that could
I
help.
have my methods for a reason.
Lupin could have used the fireplace without leaving the smallest clue. How to access the secret tunnel behind the bookcase. We have 3 connections. I know where the secret entrance is, but not how to gain the darn thing, to get the darn thing open. The Golden Helm.
Element.
All right, there we go. The golden helm. Give me a clue. All right, that's connected. The chess set and the bishop and the pawn.
There we have it.
The poison chalice.
I have my method.
All right, there we go. Could this give me a clue to opening a secret passage? Probably. The rings in the dawn. Really? Oh, that got everything. Everything I could for right now. There are 4 bells that look as old as the building. Okay, there we go. I think someone needs to learn the definition of secret.
When you have eliminated the impossible.
I've already. When you have an. Okay. Could this give me a clue to opening the secret tunnel? I don't know. One more mystery we have to figure out. Why return them? Right, so now we gotta look at the golden armor. I've always found the comfort and flexibility of medieval armor interesting. There had to be far greater range of movement and space inside them that regularly believed. Could this be significant? Number 2 can be seen inscribed on the back. Okay. I can say with almost certainty that this set was handmade and made especially to order. There are 4 bishops in a game of chess. There are 16 pawns in a game of chess. Maybe it's the golden helm. 2, 4, 3. I think I got it figured out. All right. 2. 4. 3. 4. 16. Damn it. This last blue one should open it. Yes! Oh, my brain hurts. Because I didn't know where the 16 was supposed to go, or if I was supposed to add the 16 and 4, and that took so long. And with that, the secret entrance should be revealed. I should make Mr. Devon aware of my discovery. Hey, dummy!
You're the best. If anyone can catch him, it's you.
The secret entrance?
What did I say? The right man for the job.
It was quite simple when approached logically, as was the riddle. How it baffled so many for so long, well, baffles me.
Well, access for one. Alright, do the secret entrance. Actually, let's make show. The secret entrance. Which led to the cathedral.
Look at the state of this place.
I thought you appreciated the history of the house.
I do. I just wish it were a little tidier.
You have the money to fix that.
I get the impression Mr. Devane isn't as interested or invested in the history of the chateau as he first implied. rather just its wealth.
No shit, Sherlock. I'm glad I got to say that. Oh. All right, here.
This candle has been lit recently, meaning...
Meaning someone, Lupin, has been here. Ha! I'm getting pretty good at this, right?
At the simple stuff, yes.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, don't just tear apart your customer, man. Oh, there was something on the bench. I didn't see it at all. A watch. A very familiar watch. Why be so audacious as to steal from the legendary Sherlock Holmes? My own watch, signed and sealed from Arsene Lupin.
You told me you didn't orchestrate that meeting with Detective Sholmes?
He didn't.
And that is the truth. But while he hesitated to seize his moment to apprehend me, I took mine to get on the front foot and set the stage for my next adversary.
Hopefully you don't break this one.
You just couldn't help yourself.
Nope.
You say it as though I hadn't learned anything. I no longer cared for what the wealthy considered valuable. My time in La Santé had shown me that there were more important things than material treasures.
Like going head-to-head with a detective from England?
Like not only challenging and pushing myself, but those that are there to protect the innocent of this world. How can they put their faith in those they believe they can trust if they are outsmarted by the likes of me?
We are both aware Arsene Lupin is no ordinary man.
A watch? How did it get here?
It appears that...
It's yours, isn't it? But to return it, Sherlock Holmes's watch, stolen by Arsene Lupin. Excuse me, it's just that it was you that said he wasn't to be underestimated, and now this.
A clever man indeed. Someday, we shall have the pleasure of meeting again. The world is just too small.
That's what a crackhead thinks. The world is insanely huge.
I'll never
So it's this one, I know it is. I should have seen it earlier, it makes perfect sense.
When you have eliminated the impossible.
Lupin was never threatened by my presence, he was merely seeking a new challenge. And I being the best...
Excuse me, sir. Is this the way to the castle? The well-dressed and polite man asked. Yes, monsieur. Straight ahead. They are expecting you. My friend Devan told us that you were coming. And I am delighted to be the first to welcome you.
How did he take it
Sherlock
off his
Holmes has
wrist
no
like that?
keener admirers than myself. The irony of such a meeting seemingly and understandably lost on the unaware detective.
Inspector Ganimard wasn't enough of a challenge for you?
Oh, he was.
As Monsieur Devan said, if you want to be the best, you must beat the best, thus concluding.
What? No, that can't be the end of it. Why did you return Monsieur Devan's belongings? Who found you the night of the burglary?
There's really nothing more to tell. It's not
Oh, there
necessary
is.
for the story we're telling.
You want the truth to be known? Now is your chance.
Oh yeah, I also
You
learned
aren't
that
going to let
Maurice
this go,
LeBlanc is the
are
one who
you?
wrote the Arsene Lupin series. A chance meeting, the final engagement, the surprise meeting, this. Okay. That morning, 2 a.m. Yeah, that's the morning. I'm sure Mr. DeVoe won't miss what was. Who could it be at this hour? Did they see me? Like this, I'd be in prior predicament and know where to hide.
You, Miss Nellie.
Miss Underdown.
No longer Miss Nellie. The face that kept my mind sane during the long months imprisoned. Now a stranger.
Of course. I didn't expect to see you here.
No, I'm sure you didn't.
No one did. There is much that needs to be said.
I have nothing to say.
Well, I
Will you
do.
at least listen?
If I can hear the desperation in my own voice, surely she can too.
I shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here.
What are you doing here?
I was invited as a guest. I presume you were not?
I
Not
was.
directly. Although, I suppose.
I'll take that as a no.
It's obvious that she hasn't forgiven my previous deceptions.
Will you allow me the opportunity to explain?
What is there to say? Your actions speak for themselves.
How am I to prove my feelings for her are and always have been true if she won't let me speak?
Tomorrow at 3
I
o'clock.
can't even imagine what you'll be doing then.
Everything will be returned. The furniture, the art, everything. You have my word.
Everything?
Everything. Then can we talk?
Will you meet with me?
Listen. Footsteps. I hear someone.
I don't hear anything.
You must go. You must escape.
There it is. A flash of hope. She must still care.
Or she doesn't want to be seen as an accomplice.
Nothing in the world could make me break that promise. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
I understand now why you returned everything, but I don't understand how you did it.
It was you that spoke of the return of the army wagon full of furniture.
That I know, but how did you organize it from the house? You
He
must
just made
have
a
been
phone
surrounded
call.
by guests,
Oh, they don't have
staff.
phones.
Need I remind you of my title?
How could I forget?
Two p.m.
I made a promise to Miss Nellie that Monsieur Devan's belongings would be returned, and I intend to keep it.
All right, let's figure it out. From the show to be effective, I'll need an audience, and what better way to do that than with a transport full of stolen goods pulling the wagon into the grounds. With everything in the grounds, really, I need to let my men know it's time. If they move with haste, this should be here within 10 minutes. The grounds need to be cleared well before the goods are returned. The gates should be open as only as the transports arise to the maximum dramatic effect. I'm gonna start with my disguise. A member of the staff should allow me to blend in and move around. So let's start with this. This. Yeah, this might work. This might be the right order. Oh. Let's switch these two. That. Like this. Oh. So 4 and 5 are mixed up. Okay, I could see that. Get a disguise, clear the grounds, make the call, open the gates, everyone's there to watch. Plan is not in motion, and my promise will be fulfilled. It'll be time to find Miss Nellie.
Ah. Huh.
They kind of took all the fun out of this one. My word! The furniture has been successfully returned, and with only minutes to spare, I must find Miss Nellie Underdown. There she is. Sans hat.
Have I not kept my promise?
I can see everything has been returned, but I fear for the wrong reasons.
There's no question about it. This is my last chance to prove to her I'm no longer the man she reads about in the newspaper.
Why did you return Mr. Devan's belongings?
I wanted to show you I'm a man of my word.
Then you should have been honest with me from the start. If I hadn't caught you, would you have returned today?
if there was a chance. No.
Finally, a hint of the truth.
They say honesty is the best policy, even if you lose everything you love.
Have you committed any other crimes since you escaped?
I think you already know. Isn't that the right thing to say?
And your arrogance stops you from admitting it.
Many confused confidence with it.
The ignorance to think your antics wouldn't make the national and international papers. I've read about everything.
Everything?
Your time in Turkey, the aliases, Floriani Night and Captain Giano, the burglaries in Montigny, everything.
If she knows the details surrounding my time in Turkey, she'll know of the good I did in the name of my female traveling companion. There may still be hope.
Why do it all? The burglaries, the deception, the lies?
I'm stuck between these two. All I've ever known, I want to give people hope. Okay, which one would... No, it's all I've ever known.
You
That's
don't
the right
have
answer.
to live the life that was handed to you.
That's a damn lie. That's something
I've
a rich
never had
person
anything handed to me.
would say.
Everything I have, I earned myself.
And what kind of life do you have to enjoy it? This is your last chance. What do you have to say?
Well, unless I tell you what all I thought about, there's still a chance for us to be together. I'm sorry.
The first apology.
First of...
And the last.
Can you not separate the past from the present? Look at me, if only for a moment, as you did when I was Bernard d'Andrézy.
When you were someone else completely.
I am still that man.
And you are still Arsene Lupin.
Without saying a word, she pointed to a ring he was wearing on his forefinger, which consisted of a magnificent ruby. The ring belonged to Georges Davanne. Once a thief, always a thief.
I'm sorry, that's how it ended.
Hindsight must surely be the most useless function of the human brain, torturing oneself over an unalterable past.
If I have learned anything from our time together, it's that you're far more than just a thief. And I mean that in the politest way.
Thank you, my friend. It still doesn't make the loss any less painful.
Of course it shouldn't.
One loss in a career of victories. Consider it that way.
The loss that cut so much deeper than the failed attempt on any jewel or diamond ever could.
Did you ever see her again?
Not directly.
Miss Underdown? I was tempted over the years, but seeing each other face to face wouldn't have been right for either of us.
Why specify face to face, Arsene?
Oh, he's passed her before. Oh, he returned her friend's jewels. I wouldn't have. Her friend's a horrible person. Alright, and that is the end of my playthrough of Arsene Lupin Once a Thief. We have seen how he... Well, we were at the end of his career. Well, the end of his main career. When he was just doing it for the riches and fame. And then he moved on to doing it as a challenge to himself and to the law enforcement who would try to stop him. But for the most part, I'm going to sit through these credits and then I will talk to you guys, wrap this up once it's done, because I'm not sure how long this will go and I'm not that good at vamping. So I'll see you soon. Unless this is really short. Alright, and that's the end of my playthrough of Arsene Lupin. I had fun doing this. A lot of the logic puzzles broke me slightly inside, but we did it. And we saw him go from his original detective antagonist, Inspector Ganimard, to the famous Sherlock Holmes, which was something, it's something I'd really like to see in a movie play out. A suspense movie where you're not sure if Arsene or Sherlock is the protagonist. Any which way, I enjoyed this. There were no real issues with the gameplay. It was solid. The only problems I had were the fact that I got lost or didn't find a key piece of evidence or hint or clue. Other than that, it's fun. So I'm gonna get out of here. If you like this video and you like this series, comment, like, and subscribe. It does help the channel. Check out the description of a link to the playlist for this series and other games I played on my channel. Tell me in the comment section what you think about the game and any famous detective you would love to see Arsene Lupin go against. Because like I said, I would love to see I would love a movie where it's either Sherlock Holmes or Hercule Poirot. I'm going to be playing another one of his games in the future. Going against Arsene, and you're not sure which one we're supposed to be cheering for. Which one's the main character. It'll be that kind of suspense movie where at the end we finally figure out whose movie it is, but you know, it might never happen. I don't have the writing skills to write it out, so hopefully someone somewhere watching this in the future or now will write out that movie script. It'll get made and I'll enjoy it. So I'm gonna get out of here. If you made this far in the video, Prime thanks you, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.